Hello, I'm Jo and I've been on a quest for happiness, and recently I've failed. There's been a few key reasons as to why that is, which I will talk about more today, and I'll explain how easy it can be to slip into old ways and how to slip right back out again. As you may or may not know, in January I decided to start back on YouTube. Here, hello. I was fed up with feeling stressed and grumpy, so I did loads of research about different things I could be doing to make myself happier and made loads of videos on it. I had a lot of motivation to create videos, so I had to change my schedule to accommodate this. I've been self-employed for most of my life, starting off with gardening, snowboarding, and now for the last over 11 years, I've been a tattoo artist. And my schedule hasn't really changed. I usually work from around 11 and finish about 5, and I have Sundays and Mondays off. I also have to do all the other things involved of running your own business. So not just contact with the client, creating a lovely design and tattooing it. No. I also have to be a social media expert, an accountant, ordering supplies, cleaning the studio, creating and updating my website, creating a newsletter, corresponding with potential future clients. You get the idea. I've got quite a lot that I need to be doing. So I started doing my designs on a Monday, therefore leaving Sundays as my only day off. And funnily enough, this was not enough, especially as I was planning on creating videos again. I'm not going to do that on my only day off. So I decided to take Thursdays off to break up my week a little bit, and I dedicated that day to YouTube. When I first started on YouTube this year, I actually made 4 videos ready, edited, ready to go. So I had 4 backups and then posted one every week whilst creating new videos. 6 months in, I now have to create a video for that week. No more backups. So I have one day to research, script, film, edit, do the thumbnail, do the description, do the title. Yeah, that's not enough to do that. And one of the main reasons that I'm doing this is to be happy and to go slow and to be mindful. Yeah, all that went out the window. Maybe I'd have 10 minutes of going slow in a day, but then it's just hectic and planning and doing everything. I was stressed and miserable once again. This is when I decided, well, me and my wife decided that perhaps one video every 2 weeks is probably a better idea. I love creating videos, I love doing this, however, it's not actually my job. Tattooing is, so I need to prioritise that at the moment. Full-time YouTubers who post one video every week have a full team of people helping them out, whereas it's just me trying to do a full-time YouTube job and a full-time tattoo job. I also have absolutely no idea when it comes to editing and all that technical side of stuff. So every time I actually make a video, I have to watch about 5 videos to work out how to do what I want to do. It takes a fair bit of time. I did realise what I was doing was not sustainable, but I just really didn't want to stop. I didn't want to feel like I was a failure, and I really wanted it to work. That whole mentality of you've got to work hard to get what you want, but it can also cause you to be miserable and stressed, and that's not what I want. And do you always have to work hard for what you want? And if you do, to what cost? Is it worth it? My wife had a little chat with me and told me that I was not doing what I'd set out to do. And obviously I totally agreed, because I could feel it. I could feel it in my body that I was getting anxious and stressed and not living the life that I was kind of promoting and that I want to live as well. I want to do these things that I'm saying that I've tried, and I want to actually carry on doing it, but I just didn't have the time to do it. One day I might have a whole team helping me out. But until then, I need to be realistic and just calm down a little bit. Taking on too much can be pretty overwhelming, and I get overwhelmed very easily. So I definitely need to knock back a few tasks. So just recently, I decided to change my schedule again. And I'm really not keen on change, but I had to make some adjustments somewhere, so I thought I'd try my schedule. I found on Thursdays that I didn't just not have enough time to do my YouTube stuff. That was also one of my days off work, to see friends or to do a hobby or to go for a nice long walk or something. And I found I couldn't do any of that either. Or if I did, I wasn't mindful, I wasn't present. I was too busy thinking about, oh, I need to be YouTubing, or oh, maybe I could film this or write this or something. So I was kind of half doing it, but not really. Not what I wanted to be doing with my time and my life. So instead of doing 4 really long days of tattooing, sat inside for long periods where I just feel like crap at the end of the day anyway, and trying to cram everything into that Thursday, my day off and doing all my fun stuff on YouTube, I've decided to go back to tattooing 5 days a week, but doing shorter days. So sometimes starting a little bit earlier and finishing a little bit earlier, or starting later and finishing a bit later, freeing up my afternoons and mornings to dedicate to small little tasks, easily manageable. Yes. And I've also decided to split my designing days as well. So I do some designs on Mondays and some on Thursdays, breaking up that as well, because Mondays were becoming hell too. I just like to split up the sitting down, allocating time for YouTube and other things that I need to be doing in different slots in the week. And this has helped me spread the load a little bit, not doing too much of one thing at one period. And I'm actually really good at hyper focusing. And I can go for hours and hours without going to the toilet or drinking or eating or moving, focusing on anything else, especially when I'm tattooing, which I get a lot done and people comment on how quick I am at tattooing, but this is not good for me. This is not good for anyone. It's taken a little bit of time to adjust. At first, if I didn't plan properly, then I wouldn't get anything done. If I finished a bit earlier, I would just go home and not do a lot. Whereas I need to be quite strict on my schedule. And if I'm strict on my schedule, I can get a lot done. So I'm doing less longer periods of doing the same thing, which really helps my focus and my mood afterwards. I really don't feel good after a long day of doing one thing, especially if it's sat inside. I know that I need to break this up now. If I hadn't tried a new schedule, I would have never known this. And I was very resistant to try it at the start. I'm in charge of my hours, but I don't ever mess around with them. But I was just really worried that it wasn't going to work or it was just going to make things worse. But my wife did say, what if it makes it better though? Good point. I could have always gone back to my old schedule, but I wouldn't know if it improved if I hadn't tried. With any type of change, it can be a bit of a challenge and take a bit of time getting used to. With a bit of extra planning, so far, it's going well. So when we're trying to change old habits or to form healthier habits, sometimes we need to shake things up a little bit. It might not go the way that we thought. Funny enough, I didn't have an extra 20 hours in my week that I thought that I would have. So I had to make some adjustments along the way to keep me sane. It's okay to learn and relearn sometimes, and for some things to not go to plan. I don't like this, but it is a reality. It's kind of good to have a reflection every now and again, just to see if what you're doing is actually productive and as sustainable as it can be. If something's not feeling good and not working, see what you can do to kind of make it easier for yourself. And if it doesn't work, you can always go back to the old way of doing things. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below. I'd very much appreciate that. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.